right, perfect. Well, thank you all for jumping on. So we just wanted to do an overview of californiacolleges.edu. And like I mentioned, just a high level sort of overview, information about the platform. And yeah, hope help everybody out, kind of get used to it and develop a plan for folks to roll it out to students. That's a part of our role as well. Let's see. I think we have someone in the waiting room. Here we go. Perfect. So, make sure this is working. Perfect. Everyone can see my screen okay, right? This is looking good. Okay, cool. So just wanted to quickly introduce our team. So we work for, obviously, California Colleges, and CCGI, California College Guidance Initiative. And we just about, I don't know, a year ago or so, or a little more, we developed more a regional approach to supporting districts with implementation of the platform. So previous to that, I know we sort of had a statewide model where we would be available throughout California. But leadership really saw that there needs to be more of sort of high touch, direct help for districts as they're using the platform. If there's questions or, just technical things or just getting used to actually knowing what's in the platform, we developed regional teams throughout the state. And so this is the IE South team, and myself, I serve as your point of contact for Morongo Unified in using the platform. We also have our director, Julian McDaniels. So he, works for all of us across, these regions. Sharday Zaragoza is my counterpart, and she primarily works in San Diego and Imperial counties. And then we have Kat, who's our training manager. I'll let her introduce herself too.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm Kat Ceballos Pastor, and I serve as the senior training manager, supporting my whole team basically to do trainings and come up with trainings really that align with your implementation plan as we move along. And anytime there's a PD or anytime there is an opportunity for us to come train, I will be your point person.
So just a little breakdown of what we are offering for our region. What we are hoping to drive and support is, meaningful district partnership. So working with Lisa as our designated point of contact. We're also focused on data accuracy. So trying to improve any K through 12 data that's, coming from your district and being hosted on our platform. And with that too, improving alignment with the course management portal so that student for classes that you have tagged as A through G that students are taking, making sure those are coded correctly and matching what's in the course management portal so students get that credit and no delays happen when they go to apply to Cal State or UC. And then, where I think my role really, focuses in, and Kat as well, is that ongoing platform implementation. So we're working with you all to hopefully increase meaningful usage of the platform, offering that in-person or virtual training support, like Kat mentioned, and all for the goal of just increasing post-secondary student outcomes. So I don't, I know there's a few on the call. Just wanted to do a quick check-in. What your current knowledge of California colleges is at this time. You could do like 1 to 5, or if you want to unmute, that's fine too. But is everyone very familiar with the platform, or is it kind of brand new for some folks? That's a 1.
Brand
Okay.
new, like brand new.
Perfect.
I've
Okay.
heard of it, so then a 2 for
Awesome.
me.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say a 2. I'm new to the state. This is only my second year here.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Awesome.
And I'm pretty familiar with it. We've been, working on this for the last couple of years, and this is the 24-25, I think, is going to be the first year that we're really, we've been using it sporadically, but really trying to find the way that we're going to roll this out. And next year, I think we have a really good plan, at least at the high school levels. It's getting it to the elementary, the 6th grade, and the junior high is where it's going to take a little bit of time.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's exciting though. Like we're excited to be sort of, on the ground floor with you all starting out and getting it out to students. So
Yeah, and
you-
Shar is joining us from an elementary school level, and she attends most of our Tech Thursdays, and she brings the information back to her teachers. So she's willing to make sure she shares this information with her sixth grade teachers at her site.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great.
Perfect.
So
Okay,
yeah, I
so
think this morning you're kind of focusing more on the sixth, the lower level. As far as the A through G, I'm not sure how many of elementary are aware of all of that.
sure.
But yeah, and then the
Yeah.
afternoon, it should be more of the secondary people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah, so just a quick overview of the agenda for we have this morning. We kind of talked about who we are. We will go through the tools that are on californiacolleges.edu. That includes career assessments, college and major search tools. We have financial aid lessons for preparation for learning about financial aid as they work up to obviously senior year when they need to apply for that. We'll go over sort of the college applications and the integrations that we have with you all. And if we have some time, like a quick platform navigation, so you can kind of see what it looks like from the student side and or the educator side. And then we'll close out with questions and, if there's anything you all need. But like I said, feel free to ask us questions as we go. That's what we're there for. So just to clarify a little bit about who we are. So the California College Guidance Initiative manages the platform californiacolleges.edu. And that is the state of California's official college and career planning platform. We're legislatively designated, we are in Ed Code, and we play, that crucial component of that in development cradle to career data system established by AB 132. And we kind of always talk about that at the outset just to make clear that what we're not, and that we are not a vendor, we're not selling anything, we're not grant funded, we're a part of the infrastructure of California. And therefore, what that means is just that, this platform is free, our time is free, there's no cost to any of this. So just to make sure everyone knows that we're there for you all at no extra cost or anything. And so just a high-level overview of the tools on the platform that we have. So on the left-hand side, what we provide students, and on the right, what we provide for educators. So like I mentioned for students, we kind of talked a little bit about it, but that career exploration opportunities, the ability to search and research colleges and majors that students might match with or align with. We have CSU and UC eligibility tools, so students can see at a glance where am I in the process of being eligible for CSU and UC with their GPA and with their A through G courses. The financial aid lessons and the integrations with college apps to the three systems of public higher ed in California, as well as CSAC for financial aid. So what it comes down to is when students launch their applications through this platform, you as educators get data back on where are my students applying to and what's the status of those applications. And that's really what we're trying to also provide the back-end support for educators, aligning that data. Hopefully it helps you as you see students completing their courses in the high school arena anyway, their A through G progress. You can monitor that, plan interventions as necessary, track those colleges and financial aid applications, like I mentioned, and you can get reporting tools on pretty much any activity within the platform so that you can see how are my students using it, what careers are my students interested in, what colleges have they been favoriting, a whole host of information that you can take back and provide interventions for yourself and for counselors to do that. Okay, and so we are going to transition over to a little bit about using the assessments and the career and major search tools, and Kat's gonna walk us through that.
Yeah. So on a high level overview, here's our career major college exploration. It all starts with our career assessments, which I'm going to go over afterwards, but students are able to take these assessments, learn about themselves, learn about their values, their personality, and their skills. Then they can transition into career exploration. Really, it's based on that assessment results. Students can click on matching careers, We're also going to talk about this new feature that we have called Top Careers. We also have fact sheets for every career available on the platform, and these fact sheets provide information about those careers with a video, talking about matching what skills, what assessments are also needed for those careers. It shows them the different skills that they're going to need as well. Then they can jump into major exploration. So really based on those career interests, students can click on the programs to see what majors they're interested in them and learn more about them. And finally, they can do college exploration. So our college search tool is available for students to really find colleges that match their needs. And we'll show you what that looks like as well. Of course, this is all available on the platform. So if a student wants to start already with college exploration, they can do that. This is very flexible. They can use it as they wish. So the career assessment, it all really begins in middle school. Students can start with the interest profiler, and that is what allows students to help discover how their interests connect to different careers. That is available to all grade levels. Then we have our learning and productivity. This is available also to our middle school students, and it really asks them questions about how they learn best, to highlight which styles of learning and what kind of learning environments work best for them. Once students have reached high school, they will gain access to 4 additional assessments. We have the work values, which asks them to rank the values related to work and provide them with careers based on the values that are most important to them. Then they have intelligences, provide students information on their strengths, how to develop them. This is very similar to the Myers-Briggs. Then they have their personality, ask students to respond to different descriptions in order to highlight the characteristics that align to their personality and potential careers. And finally, we have the skills assessment. This is what asks students about their skills within different categories in order to learn more about themselves. 2 of these assessments are available unlimited times. That's the interest profiler and the work values. The rest are available a total of 3 times. And the reason for that is because research suggests that taking these assessments more often does not yield substantial different results. And so really this aligns with your implementation plan to see how you want to roll out these different assessments. We have some districts that roll them out starting in middle school, and then in high school they do another 2. Really depends on how you want to scaffold them. So a little bit more about I'm going to go into 3 different assessments that really show up in the top 20 careers cluster that we have available now. So the first one, like I mentioned, is the interest profiler. This takes students about 10 to 20 minutes to complete. Again, they can take it as many times as they wish. And at the end, students will receive a list of careers that they can start researching. The work values assessment, students will see 20 cards, each with different work value statements. They will rate them according to the importance of each statement. Again, students typically takes about 20 minutes to complete this one. And at the end, students will get a list of careers that they can start researching. And then finally, the skills assessment, this will ask student questions about their skills as they fall into 5 categories: consciousness, creativity, critical thinking, leadership, and social and emotional. With that, students are able to see, as you see in that screenshot, the results. It'll show them a career cluster, the education, the bright outlook, the salary. And with all of these results of students' assessments, students are able to favorite them. And so we're going to show you what it looks like when a student favorites a career. It'll go into their My Plan. So, like I mentioned, these 3 careers will then show up in a tab that we call top careers. So this is fairly new. This tab allows for students to be able to narrow down the careers that are matched within these 3 assessments. So the interest profiler, the work values, and the skills. And it really allows students to narrow down their searches, allows them to also sort them. They can also compare these different careers, compare up to 2 careers in this new field. Now, with that, like I mentioned earlier, this is a bigger screenshot of the results of intelligences, personality, and skill assessments. As you can see, there's something called the career cluster. So this is what helps students make those connections to CTE pathways or courses offered at their school. And on the back end for all of you educators, this is what allows you to run reports as well. So you can run reports on favorited careers. This is what helps a lot of educators plan career night, really bring those different careers, even pamphlets to their career centers that matter most to their students. And then we have the career search tool. So here's where students can explore the careers that matter most to them. They'll be able to see what kind of pay and growth potential job offers. They can tie the career assessment results to the career pathways, their majors, and colleges. And this is what also helps them understand what education and skills they will need to pursue their career of choice. So within all of our career fact sheets, there will be a list of majors and the colleges that offer them. And so students can, again, sequentially look at careers, look at majors, and then ultimately look at the colleges that offer them. So similarly, our major search tool allows students to look at programs that offer these different majors, to learn more about them. They can still favorite majors, and that way you can pull that report. Similarly, with our college search tool, students are able to search different colleges that best fit for them. We have a lot of new filters available to them. And so I know we are a California-centric platform, but students are also able to do research on schools outside of California. They're also able to favorite these. And again, you can pull that report to know what colleges your students are favoriting and your students are looking forward to apply.
All right. So talking a little bit about the college application integrations now. So I know this would be more for obviously the high school level and seniors, but just wanted to highlight, the way in which we, work with all of the systems in California. So as you already know, we've partnered with your district. So we partner with K through 12 districts to bring that high school transcript data onto the platform. And then we work to try to connect those California systems together. So we have those data integrations with, the public higher ed as well as CSAC, like I mentioned earlier, to get that data back on where your students are applying. And the CSU and UC eligibility tools. So students, in their view, they have access to this academic planner that when they click on CSU or UC, transforms a little bit and gives them this sort of hopefully easier to read than a transcript view of how they're, progressing towards meeting those requirements. So they'll see, like you can see on this little screenshot, their A through G eligibility. They'll see courses that they've passed in green, courses that they have not passed in red, and any courses that for some reason are your district considers A through G, but do not match against the course management portal for whatever reason. Could be a typo, could be, who knows, it happens all across, everywhere. But those courses will appear in yellow. So that gives the student and the educator the ability to see, we need to take action for that class for whatever reason, and kind of look a little bit more deeply into it. But for those that are interested in using this, hopefully it just gives, that more readable, easier view on how am I doing? If my goal is to get to 4-year, I can use this tool to see what my progress looks like. What's nice too is that, these courses are validated, if the student passes the course later, that will satisfy that requirement. And it's, sort of organized by A through G. So once they've completed that A through G category on the left-hand side there, you'll see a green check mark showing that that has been satisfied. And then the launching of the college applications. So we mentioned that earlier too, but students can launch applications to every community college in the state, all Cal States, and of course the 9 UCs all in one place. So hopefully, for those working with seniors, that reduces complexity. Students don't have to go to all these different places, CSU Apply or the UC app and everything. They can start with our platform and link to all of those different applications. And it really, I mean, to get that data back on where students are applying to, it is important that they launch from our platform. That's what creates the data linkage. So as long as they click one of the links here to any of these, applications, then you'll get that data back on where they're applying. There are actually multiple ways to launch applications in the platform. We have a screenshot of one of the easiest ways, though, which is just the college button at the top of the page, a little drop down, and we have links to all of those system applications, so students can start there. Sorry. And like we mentioned, the reports. So on the educator side, you'll see a different view than students will see. You have more of like a data-informed dashboard that you can pull reports from. And when it comes to applications, these are some of the reports that you can pull. So what are students' current college eligibility and application status is? How many of my students have applied to CCC Apply, CSU, or UC? And then we have a report that says which seniors have started or completed at least one CSU application via the platform. What's really helpful too is in these reports, you can pull out, which of my students have not yet applied, anywhere to like any CSU, for instance. And you'll have a category on that report that shows GPA. So you can say, oh, wow, I've got a student with a high GPA. They haven't applied anywhere. It's October. I don't know, it's coming down to application season. Let's pull that report and let's call students in, so the ability to hopefully provide those like real-time interventions is what this platform is kind of all about. I don't know if it's on the next slide. Yeah, I'll talk about this one too. If you want to see a district-wide approach, because on the platform, you will see reports primarily site by site, so school by school. But we do have a downloadable report for application statuses for college apps and financial aid that you can download that will be district-wide. So for you folks at the district level, if you want to get that bigger picture report, that's a fairly new report available now too in your educator dashboard. And of course, you can filter once you have that downloaded.
And who has access to that? Does Lisa have access to that report? Do you have a management account, Lisa?
I do, and I can give you and Megan access to all of that as well.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. And then, yeah, so for additional educator reports, it's not just college application reports. I wanted to kind of make that clear. All those assessments that you saw, like I said, any activities that are really on the platform, you can pull reports on student usage, on how many of my students have completed Interest Profiler. If in your district you decide that, we want all the 8th graders to do the Interest Profiler assessment, then it's a quick, easy report to pull and see after you've sort of provided that time for them to do it, how many of them actually did, who do we need to reach out to complete it if you want to do that. So
can the 6th graders take the Interest Profiler? I see that being very beneficial to the 6th graders in our district. There is a trend where our 6th graders go over to the junior high and they tend to lose interest in school, and then it's a downhill spiral. So if we can get them like interested in something and then they could see where that can take them in the future, I see that they would maybe have more buy-in and excitement to get to that next level. So that is something 6th graders would be able to take.
6th graders can take it. Yep. I know sometimes we say middle school, and like in my head, I'm saying 6, 7, 8 when I say middle school, but I know, right, certain districts, 6th graders are elementary.
Yeah, I think most districts they're at the middle school or junior highs.
Yeah,
Here,
but as long as your sixth graders have accounts, meaning your district is uploading those students, with your regular uploads, then yes, they have access to the platform. They can do the interest profiler and also the learning and productivity assessment. That's what's available to the sixth, seventh, and eighth grades.
Great.
Yeah, if we
Thank
could
you.
get them interested in something other than being a TikTok star, that would be
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
Realistic, jobs for for their futures would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully I like to think that the platform is fairly easy to use. It's all in one place. They don't have to go to take a different assessment somewhere else. They just click through it. They can get their results right there after they're done with the assessment and start seeing the matching careers and start favoriting those. So it's all kind of done within in-house there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Perfect. And then, just, finishing off the reporting tools section, what that's for is obviously just hoping to encourage shared responsibility, allowing educators to pull reports at any time. The reports, you can see them in the platform. Obviously, they'll visualize right there, or you can download them. Any of the report can be downloaded in Excel or CSV. And really, once again, I know I've mentioned it, but just helping you all plan those collective efforts, provide that targeted intervention. Yeah, and really, like you already mentioned too, like it's a starting point for a lot of students that haven't even started thinking about careers. And that can go from middle school all the way to high school for a lot of students, right? But hopefully this is a tool that starts that conversation with them, gets them thinking about it, and then getting you all that information as well on the back end. So I know we had some questions already, what we've gone through so far. Are there any other specific questions that you all had at this time?
I have a question. For all of, I know there's like a lot of reports that you can run. Who has access to those reports? Like say the counselors at the school, do they have access to all the kids at the school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes. So everyone with an educator dashboard will have access to these reports.
Mhm.
And so for like, because we're talking about sixth graders, so all the sixth grade teachers have access to only their class?
No,
Students.
actually they will have access to all the kids in their school.
Mhm.
Oh, great. Okay. Because like we were talking about yesterday with the whole advisory thing, you might have a teacher that doesn't necessarily have a kid rostered to them, but maybe they might be meeting with the kids. So that might be something good for them to be able to see.
And I think that they've set it up too where we could make caseloads, so they don't get, have everybody, we could, but pretty much when you are assigned a school, you can see all of the kids.
Yep. Yeah, just like Lisa said, that's the default, seeing all the kids. And then there is the option to create caseloads within the platform. Yeah. Mhm. Great question.
There was something else I was thinking of as far as the careers inventories, and now I can't think of it. I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. Might come back.
My question is, Lisa sat down with me and showed me a little bit about how to maneuver through the website, and she showed me lessons.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, the lessons.
Would we
Yes.
be able to do you have time to walk us through that just a little bit?
Yeah, actually I was gonna do that right now.
Yay.
Since we have some time. So first I'm gonna send in the chat a sixth grade demo account. Feel free to use it and walk through it with me, save it, use it in the future. It won't go away. So let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Can you see my screen? Perfect. So I'm logged in with that demo account as a sixth grader. The first thing students will see is the homepage and it says view lessons. So Up at the top, we also have our global header. Here, students can navigate to their plan, college. So this is where the college search tool is, the major search tool. They can also learn about A through G courses, learn about what college is, choosing their major. They can also look at degrees and certificates if they're interested in any apprenticeship programs, any military options. They can go ahead and search it there. Here is our career interests. So we have these two assessments that are available for sixth graders, the interest profiler and learning and productivity, and then again, the career search tool. They can learn about financial aid if they're also interested in doing that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit view lessons. So for college and career, we have one lesson for sixth grader, and it's called Exploring California Colleges.edu. This is what's going to allow students to just navigate the platform. So they'll get an introduction to what the platform is. They'll be asked to take the interest profiler to explore their results in their interest profiler, and also a self-advocacy skills. These are self-guided lessons, and so students are able to click on a lesson, go through, it'll tell them this is 6-minute lesson. It'll give them key facts, give them a little bit introduction about what the lesson is about, a little bit more about what californiacolleges.edu will offer them, and then finally with a little conclusion. So it just states californiacolleges.edu will help you plan for life after high school. They'll hit complete. Some of these have to do. So for example, the interest profiler will tell them, go take the interest profiler. They can hit completed if that's once they're done completing that. Now with financial aid, they have one lesson as well, or one module with 2 lessons. So they'll get an introduction to financial aid and the cost of college. So again, super foundational. This is 15 minutes, and it'll tell them what is free money, what is earned money, what's borrowed money, and it'll finally give them a conclusion. Both of these have resources available to them once a student completes the lesson. So if they hit resources, they can learn more about, for example, any foster youth, any undocumented students, any students that are interested in work study or scholarships or Cal Grants. They can go ahead and select those. That's optional for them to read and review. All right, so I'm gonna go, so this is the lesson tab. I'm gonna go to my life planner. This is fairly new to the platform. This is where students can add entries and to answer 3 different questions to help them plan about their future, kind of think about it. One of them is my future life. The second one is what matters. And the third one is thinking about careers. So you can go ahead and give them that prompt and they can go ahead and write it. These are just demo accounts that we typed, anything that we found. Here at the bottom, they have life plans. So as I mentioned early in the presentation, students are able to favorite careers after they have completed those career assessments. This example, this student has favorited physical therapist. So it'll show them the educational level they need, the major associated with that career, and the college that's available that offers it. So students are able to create 10 different plans. Of course, they can edit, they can delete once they hit, high school, but they can always come back here to kind of look at this board and see, okay, I want to become a physical therapist. What do I need? And so here at the bottom, we also have next steps. So they can click on information on how to talk to their family about college, apprenticeship options, what does transferring schools look like, and what is a resume. So again, very interactive for students to have. All of the careers that they've saved go into their My Career Plan. So here you can see this student has favorited acute care nurses, agricultural technicians, etc. So the way that it's laid out is they'll see their career, their educational level, the national median salary, the Bright Outlook, and if it's that top assessment match that I mentioned earlier, and then they can favorite it. They can also unfavorite if they say, you know, I'm no longer interested in this. Let me remove it from my career list. The second tab shows the assessments. So they'll be able to see the last date that they completed the assessment. If they want to look at the results again, they can go ahead and click on that date and they can see the results. So view previous results. This is the learning and productivity. So they'll be able to, again, download this, look at it again. They can print it. They can also get a summary report. Our assessments are also available in these languages here. So students who speak Spanish, for example, can also do it in Spanish. At least this one, the learning and productivity. All right, so here's that top careers tab. So you can see it'll show them their interest profile. But since skills and work values is a high school assessment, then they'll be able to see a more robust, you know, fill in all of these careers once they hit high school. But for now, they can see the interest profiler. If they favorited careers, they can go ahead, colleges. This is a college list. So students can see, you know, the institution name, the degree types, the majors, and if it's a match, reach, or safety. But I know this is more in the high school realm. Once students do college visits, presentations, interviews, they can go ahead and document that. More of high school, but if once they're ready to apply, students are just easily able to click on CCC Apply and apply to Allen Hancock College. Here's where they can see their major list. This demo account has not saved majors, so that's why there's no majors here. And then we also have test scores for some students. And then finally, we have what we call goals, journal, and experiences. These are more prompts that educators can assign to students. And so there's 4 different categories. There's the academic goals, college goals, career goals, and financial aid goals. And so again, students are able to add goals that are SMART. My journal is similar. They'll be able to get questions on these 4 different categories, and they're able to add responses. Under my experiences, they can type or notate different types of experiences that can help them strengthen either an application or anything that prepares them for the future. And then finally, this is really important. There's a document section where students get free storage space to save any important college, career, and financial aid documents that are going to help them for life after high school. And so if they do an essay or they get a letter of recommendation, they can add it here and this will be available to them even after high school. Our students are able, or your students are able to have these accounts even after they graduate. So this is a really neat feature of the platform. Any questions so far about the platform navigation that we've done? Oh, cool. All right. So let me stop sharing my screen. And then Chris, if we can go back to the deck, that'd be great.
Yeah, awesome. One thing I really quickly wanted to say about the lessons in particular, as you can see, they're laid out sequentially. Students see the lessons assigned to them per grade level. But just keep in mind, that's sort of like a suggested pathway through the platform. They're designed to be self-guided, self-paced, flexible enough for educators, though, also to assign, a lesson to students if you wanted to do that. But don't think that you have to do it in that order necessarily. Like when you're developing your plan, our platform is hopefully designed to be flexible and you can, have students do the assignment that you think is appropriate for them for your district. So just wanted to kind of highlight that. Let me reshare my screen real quick for a couple last slides. We will take any other last questions. Just wanted to quickly highlight our resource hub, which is also fairly new, that rolled out or got redesigned anyway. One of the, I think, most helpful things in the resource hub is this first link here. These are the interactive tutorials that we have. So for any sort of platform navigation on either on the student side or on the educator side to pull reports, etc. We have a guided tutorial that will show you where to click to get to where you need to go. As you can see, like the platform has a lot in it, from you saw the demo account there. And so it could probably feel a little overwhelming when you just, here, student, you start using this. But if you, kind of need to learn yourself, or you want students to see how do I get to a place on the platform, it will actually guide you, show you where to click. It has voice as well to walk you through it if you want that. So we have that link there for you at the bottom for the resource hub, where you can get directly to that. We also have digital media toolkits, social media blurbs about the platform. If you need to, start communicating with stakeholders, whatever it may be, you can use any of those free tools. And then, of course, the frequently asked questions section you can go to start answering any questions you may have there. So californiacolleges.edu/resource hub. You also have the link within your educator dashboard, so you can get there as well. Perfect. We do have a quick survey before we go, but any other last questions, I guess, before we get to that, just to make sure we have the time and we can, help anybody out if you have some wonderings. Good to go?
Yeah, no questions, but that was a lot. Thank you. That's a very, very useful platform.
Awesome.
So I could see that
Yeah.
being very beneficial to our students and our educators. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And just, I know we mentioned it already, but, the more that we kind of start working on this, I've been in touch, obviously, with Lisa about planning some, future potential training opportunities. Like we're definitely available, and always available for questions too by email. If you think of something later and want to email me, feel free to do so. And yeah, we're here to help, in anything you need for that. And if you all don't mind, we have a little survey. We just kind of add this to all of our training opportunities. If you wouldn't mind just scanning that QR code, if that works for you all. And yeah, you could submit that whenever you get a chance.
Sounds good.
And of course, we'll be back in the afternoon to do this all again. It'll be very similar. So
I really appreciate it.
yeah.
This is very helpful.
Okay, perfect. Great.